started and call this meeting to order at 5:09 p.m. The first line of business would be public participation. And did we have, I believe we had some,
no one
Nothing.
contacted me.
okay.
They may want to speak, but we
That's
hadn't
fine.
had advance warning.
I noticed we have some folks here joining our meeting, and you're more than welcome to speak. If you could just identify yourself and your address, we'd appreciate it. I don't know who was on here first. Do you know, Ann?
Matthew.
Matthew? Would Matthew like to speak? He's muted.
Hi, I live 15 Hatchland Road in Wakefield.
And what was your name, Matt?
Matthew Smith.
Okay. And what brings you here tonight?
I had just seen on social media that they were talking about possible second water meters. That's all. Just here to listen.
That's fine. That's fine. I just wanted to give you an opportunity to speak right now if you wanted to.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. No problem. I'm not sure who is next, but I see there's Dan here and then
Yep.
Dan.
Yeah, hey Chris. Same reason as Matt's here. I just want to hear about the second water meter.
No.
And I'm 5 Stony Hill Lane.
5 Stony Hill. Okay. No problem. And we have one more participant that's joined us as well.
Yeah, I'm on the same topic here. I'm looking for the free water meters, 3 Stony Hill Lane.
3 Stony Hill Lane. And your name?
Michael.
Michael. And your last name? Was that up there?
It's right on the screen, Labien.
We had some next on the agenda here. We have some minutes that we need to approve, and then we had abatements. But did you want to jump to the second policy discussion? We got some people here that want to.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's skip right to it. Any chance you'll post that, Chris, the irrigation policy I sent?
Can everyone see this screen?
Yes.
We see it. Yep.
See if I can make it a little bigger though. And do you want to start off?
Yeah, please. So this is a draft of a second meter, either irrigation or outside watering meter policy. So it's just a draft. It would have to, after it goes through here, it will then go to town council, be voted on there.
Okay.
So there's a lot of the stuff we had done over when we were talking about it last spring, when we had brought it up, but there's a couple sections. There's a section in yellow for applications. So we're trying to work out some of the application process and how we could keep track and approve it. So you'll see application there. So we're trying to come up with a methodology where everyone's doing the same thing to get to that goal of putting in a second meter.
Okay.
So just to go over briefly, one quick, they'd have to apply for a plumbing permit with the building department. So the building department would accept the application if all was well, and then that would be on the owner to do that. So they would hire a plumber, the plumber would come and get the information. We would give information to them when they applied, and then we would they would be okay to go to the next part. So if they successfully did the installation, then what would happen is the water department would come out and check it, make sure all is well, and then they'd be ready to go.
Okay.
Our fear is that people would just put them in, and then if they're not approved, we don't want people to go through the expense unless it's all been approved.
Yeah, we want to make sure the process is in place, obviously.
Yes. So tonight our goal was just do a little talking about about the policy, but it still needs some more work. Not ready to go yet. It wouldn't be ready for the town council yet.
Okay. Okay. And
So
then,
like,
go
sorry,
ahead.
Chris, one of the things like we're hesitant about is like, what would be the application fee, setup fee? How, you know what I mean? What would the cost be? We've done some research on what other towns do, which I can send to you. And also like biannual testing to make sure the meters incorrectly. Some of the worry is that there can be water stolen.
Right. Right. And we don't want that.
Right. And then if there'd be a different service charge for just second meters, because they're not paying a sewer, so they're just paying the water, so would we charge a different fee for the quarterly service charge? And
Okay.
obviously, we need to work on what the irrigation rate would be. So we did start discussions with Matt Abrams from the Abrams Group, who's helping us with our water rates. So we've had him, he's also doing some analysis to find out the cost break.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, obviously, I'm sure that would be a concern with everybody. I'm sure there's concerns with people that want second meters, and then there's concerns with people that don't have water meters that aren't going to want to pay to do that either. So that's
Correct.
definitely, we have some layers to peel back and review for sure.
Yes.
Shane, did you have any questions for Anne? I haven't got to read this obviously ahead of time, so I'll take a better gander.
Yeah, no, I did review it. I don't at this stage. I mean, again, I would just say, as well that, again, just for those that are listening, this is, a draft, so it's certainly not finalized yet. So we don't, you don't want to move ahead with anything because there may be more changes or policies that we add to it. But, when we discussed this in the spring, this was kind of the notes and what we felt we should have at that time, but we still kind of have to, pressure test it, so to speak, to make sure we've got everything covered here.
Yes.
Yeah, it's something that hasn't been reviewed in a while, and it's time that we review it and really go through it and see if it's possible to even do in a fair way for everybody, obviously.
And I think we do need Matt Abrams' help on the rates with us. So we may invite him to come to one of the meetings in the future to talk about and show his work.
Right.
Yeah, Matt does a good job of digging in really too and
Yes.
getting us numbers, so I think it would be a good idea. Okay. Was there anything else, Ann, that you wanted to add to that?
No, we just kind of, it has to come back up. We've been working on this. We'd like to get this going. I think it'll be several meetings before we have the answer to this.
Okay. Well, I know we have some participants. Again, if anyone wanted to say anything, now's the time. You're more than welcome to.
I guess I'm just sort of new to this. I'm trying to understand the whole process. So I've got a water meter in my house. Am I paying for that right now? I guess, how does that work out?
So paying for the actual meter, sir?
Yeah, so I got one meter in my house right now, so,
No, the town supplied the meter and the MXU that's on the outside of the house, that's how they read it without going into your house. So they're already in homes. Like if you sold your home today, the new owners would then get that same meter and the MXU that's on the house. You don't pay for that.
got it, okay. And I assume the cost of water and sewer, all that stuff just sort of covers the cost of the meter, and if it needs to be replaced, it's all sort of in that monthly or quarterly bill.
So I would say that that charge would be covered in your service fee. You know how there's a service fee for water and sewer? You pay $19.16 a month water service charge, and you pay $21.40, and that's for fixed costs. So the meter would be included in that charge.
Got it, okay. So is it being proposed that if there's a meter installed that the cost and the service and the replacement would be, there would be a fee added? Is that what you're
Yeah.
heading towards?
Yes, again, there's nothing, again, it's still in draft mode, but that is what we were discussing.
Yeah, we wanted to review this policy. It's been brought to our attention. There's been some interest in people maybe wanting a second meter or not wanting a second meter. So we thought it was time to kind of dig into this and review it to see if it's even possible.
Got it. No, that's great. Thanks. Appreciate it.
No problem. Anyone else on the call before I move on? That would. I think we have a couple here. Okay.
Nothing for me.
Well, thank you for everyone joining us on the call. You're more than welcome to stay for the duration of the meeting if you'd like. Next, we have some minutes to approve. I'd like
Yes,
to-
please.
I'd like to start with those. And correct me if I'm wrong. The first set of minutes we wanted to approve were from April 24th.
Yes, correct.
23. And
Yes.
was Shane a member then? Was that your first meeting?
I believe that was my first meeting. Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nope. I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure we could vote on these because if you weren't here for it, I couldn't vote.
yeah, I was there.
All right. So if reviewing these, I didn't see anything other than if it's grammatical, but I didn't see any of the anything in the minutes here that stuck out to me. So if it's okay with everybody else, I'd like to approve these minutes. I'd like to make a motion to approve these minutes for April 24th, 2023. Seconded by Shane. All in favor? Aye.
All right.
Motion carries 2-0. Next date here, June 5th, right?
Yes.
Again, I didn't see anything that stuck out here on these minutes unless Shane, did you?
No. I did not either. No.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve these minutes of June 5th, 2023.
And I second it.
Seconded by Shane. All in favor? Aye.
All right.
Motion carries 2-0. The next would be June 12th, 2023. Again, I didn't see anything that stuck out in the minutes to me that needed to be corrected.
Nope, nor did I.
I'll make a motion to approve those minutes as well, June 12th, 2023.
And then I second those as well.
Seconded by Shane. All in favor? Aye.
All right.
Motion carries 2-0. Shane. October 23rd, 2023. I don't see if I made any notes here. Nope, I didn't have any notes on these either.
No.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes of October 23rd, 2023.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 2-0. And then let's see, next we had November 6th, 2023. This one was a short one. I didn't see anything here as well. I'd like to make a motion to approve these minutes for November 6th.
Seconded.
Thank you, Shane. Seconded by Shane. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. And lastly, December 4th, 2023. I would like to make a motion to approve those minutes.
Seconded.
Seconded by Shane. And all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Oh. Well, I noticed we have a community member that just joined us. Brown Delavobi, if you'd like to speak, you're more than welcome to. If you could just let us know your address.
Is it Bronwyn? Bronwyn Della Volpe?
Hear me?
We
Yes.
can now,
We
yep.
can hear
we
you
hear
now.
you.
What, is there anything you'd like to say? Sorry, I just noticed you joined the call.
So we can't hear you if you're saying anything.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we
Yeah,
can.
yeah.
Thank you. No, I was just curious at the proceedings. That's all. I just thought I'd sit in and see what was going on.
No problem. You're more than
Thank
welcome.
you.
to speak if you'd like to. That's why we were asking. That's all.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Next on the agenda, abatements.
So Chris, the last time we met, we did go through the abatement policy and Elena made some grammatical changes. I think Shane did too. But we never voted on it. And I'd like to, at some point, get it up on the website so people
Okay.
know how it works. So
Okay.
I did send you a draft copy just a second ago, but I don't know if Shane needs to see it again before you vote, but we failed to vote the last time. We were in agreement and then we never did a formal vote.
On that draft, right?
Yes, yes. Sorry.
Let's see. Just look. Should I maybe wait till the next meeting? Until
That's
Elena-
fine. That's fine. I do think we'll have a tight meet a little more often where we have rates coming up. We have the irrigation policy we're gonna try to get through and now
Yeah.
this. So
Just because Elena had a pretty heavy involvement in some of the
absolutely, that's fine.
adjustments, I'd like her to have her point of view there. So we'll just put that till next time.
Yeah, I'll send it out in advance. So if there's any changes, we can make them and then for the meeting.
Sure,
So
sure,
That
sure.
sounds great.
Okay, abatements.
yes,
You want to start with this particular address? I don't know. I don't think we have any of the homeowners on here, right?
correct. So the first one is 48 Spring Street. It was an irrigation leak. So we
Right.
don't entertain irrigation leaks where it's a whatever, but the resident we were talking to really wanted to go to the board, so I was happy to bring it to you guys.
Yeah, this one was straightforward. It sounds like they had a crack in the line or something in their irrigation line that
Yeah.
caused
Correct.
leaking. So I don't know if I could justify a reimbursement for that but
So what I'd like to do is
Um,
offer a payment plan. So we
that's what I'm
could,
about to say. Yeah.
yeah, we could do no interest and no payment for like 2 years if that, or whatever you guys decide, and then we can offer that to the resident.
Yeah,
And
I'd
I'm
like
mixing up the numbers. I did review these. What was the overage amount? I forget what theirs was.
it was up there.
It was, I want to
know
say
it was.
7,000 cubic feet of water had been leaking. Actually, someone here actually noticed it was high, called her, and then we sent one of the crew out, and he noticed her lawn was wet, like he could sink down on the side, and that's how Designer Sprinkler found the leak. He's like, it's right here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a nice find. Whoever found that, I noticed
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I typically when it comes to the irrigation, if there's a crack in the line, most like 9 times or 10 times out of 10, we don't usually take care of something like that. But if there is any way we could maybe put them on a payment plan or something that to help them out a little bit. I know it's
Yeah, we can do
Nothing's-
no interest, no, yeah, no interest, no penalty.
Yeah, nothing's getting cheaper these days, so
Yep, I agree.
anything to help.
And again,
Alright.
sorry, what was the amount we were talking about?
Oh,
And sorry, I can look it up again. I know
No,
I
no,
did
no,
read them. I'm just mixing them up. I forget who had what amount. I can look it up too. Let me see if I can find it.
So the actual bill, Shane, was 37.36 in dollars.
Okay,
And usually,
let's see.
their outdoor water consumption was about 4,000 cubic feet, and this
Okay.
bill was 17.7.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, so 4 times the norm, say, right? Okay.
Yes.
Plus with the accelerators in there, if you will. So
I'm glad they found
Yeah.
it when they did.
yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, I think 2 years I think that's more than reasonable. If that's where we want to start, we can go up or down from there, I guess, but
Yeah, I think I'd like to make a motion to deny the request of the abatement, but offer no financing and a payment plan for 24 months.
yeah, I second that. I agree with you, yeah.
Is
Great.
that
Thank
okay?
you. Yep, perfect.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 2-0. It's that one.
So the next one is 41 Karen Road. They had a sewer block. They called a private company. They came in. They did what they could, and then they determined it was in the street belonging to the Wakefield. So then Wakefield came out, and they actually fixed the issue. So the residents are requesting that their initial cost for the company to come out should be reimbursed by the town.
These ones where they get tough.
I was gonna say, yeah, this is a tough one. First time I've heard this. Interesting. Well, I mean, I guess, do we have anything prior to base it off of? Has this happened in the past, and what did we do?
Usually, this is unique because usually we haven't had people requesting a reimbursement for a private company called. So both tonight are very similar. I would say the next one is the same situation.
Right,
40,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's always you know, it wouldn't hurt to call the town, obviously, if something happens in an emergency. I know that the website has, emergency contacts and some frequently asked questions that can help too for situations like this. And I know not everyone probably uses a website or a computer either. So maybe it wouldn't hurt to put a reminder in a bill, something of
Yeah.
the kind of
We could
emergency
probably,
procedure.
I like it. We could probably add it to the, in the back of the bill. There's, there's helpful information there, like how to pay and all that. So we can add that on next time we do the back page.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because
So essentially,
and you could tell me, normally, I'm a homeowner, my sewer backs up, I call the town would come out, inspect the pipe and say, okay, the pipe or the issue is at the street or is it past the street near your house? And then that kind of determines who's paying for what.
Correct. And sometimes we can shed some light on it, like it's just in your toilet on the first floor, it's not anything else. Or sometimes we're like, no, the whole line is, or you have a crushed pipe. We have a camera too, so we can camera the line.
Right. Okay. And
So-
then now this switch situation, the homeowner reached out to a private company before you guys even got to respond.
Yes.
Okay. And then the issue was this particular issue in the street, like past the sidewalk in the middle of the street, or like, on their property still. 'Cause I-
So So their letter says that it was due to a break in our main line under the sidewalk street. So that's one of those hard things, like the resident really owns from the main up through, it's one of those situations.
Yeah,
Um,
that usually includes the sidewalk, right?
yes, and we try to help, like if it's there, and you can you can come in from the main that way, fine, but if we have to go through the house, it's a different story.
Okay.
So they're looking for 625 to pay back John's sewer is what they're looking for.
Okay, I see that here. And Shane too, I'm sorry, I think you were trying to get a word out, so why don't I let you speak there?
No. It's all you. I was actually going to ask what you were asking, so no, it was spot on. I think, yeah, to your point on the back of the bill, we may just want to make people familiar with the process, right? So maybe people think, oh, let me call a private sewer company, then the town. So we should say call the town. I mean, I guess we got to be ready for this too. But I guess if they're not sure, call the town first, right? And then we'll let you
Yes.
know if it's
Yes.
to be done by private.
Yes,
People may not be familiar with that process.
I would agree.
Yeah, when you got sewage in your house,
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
it can be a little different.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, this one's a tough one for me.
Me too. Yeah,
Because I do understand that obviously they did call a private company beforehand, but at the same time, I'm not sure where the problem I don't think the problem was exactly in the street, where it could be,
Right.
you could say, it's Wakefield's pipe, it's their issue, I'm not sure I could say that with the info that's in front of me.
yeah, I agree.
I mean, could we,
It's a tough one. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I just,
I mean, ultimately, it was Wakefield's line, right? So it was deemed that it was with the town.
where exactly the issue was is the like, was it
Right,
in the street or not? If it's in the street,
right,
that's different.
right,
If,
right,
if they said it was in the middle of the street, I'd probably be saying, well, maybe it's a 50-50, maybe we split
right.
the bill. Um, but I
Where
feel like
it's sidewalk, yeah,
that's where we gotta kind of have the fine line of that's where it lies, unfortunately, and not knowing that it's not really in the middle of the street where that problem was, I don't feel comfortable with, giving a reimbursement on that. Because I feel like we'd have to start doing that for everybody. And I'm not sure the worms would be a can of worms would be open up with that.
yeah,
But it certainly wouldn't hurt to give a reminder to everybody, because whether it's social media, we do a really good job of, as a town, to send in some messages out. So maybe we could do something on social media, maybe throw something in the a bill. And like I said earlier, I know it's on the website as well, but not everyone follows that. So um yeah, with this one, I think I'm leaning towards denying the abatement based on the fact that it's not a completely it's not Wakefield's line that's at fault completely here, by property line and where it lays or lies. I don't know how you feel, Shane.
yeah. Like I say, it's a tough one as well. I'm torn as well. I mean, I would definitely agree. Definitely not full abatement. I also don't think 50 abatement either. I mean, I don't feel it should be that either, just because of where it is.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I agree. I don't want to open a can of worms either.
I also checked, there was no previous work orders there. It's not
Oh,
like
that's
we were out there and then whatever, there wasn't any.
okay.
This
That
was
was my next question. Is there any prior history here of
Yeah, no.
issues that we knew of? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think on this one, I'm gonna make a motion to deny this abatement. based on the info that I was given and that's in front of me here.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I guess I'm just wondering, before we make a decision on this, should we decide on the other one as well? So we can maybe try and set a standard? Like, I don't, can we decide on both, or how,
I know we
would
got to
that
vote
work?
them separately, but we can talk about both first if you'd like.
Yeah, maybe let's just talk about the other, because I don't want to, deny one and then the other guy or person
Yep.
is closer and we're like, oh, let's give them 50, right? I want to be fair. So
Yep, that's a
let's,
good idea. Let's just
okay.
table that one for now.
All right.
And then, and what was that? Was it Forest Street?
Yeah, so 40 Forest, so they called Wayne's Drain to come out. Wayne's Drain come out and did some roto-rootering, try to get rid of some roots. I talked to Steve Fitzpatrick about this one, the supervisor. He also said no previous work orders for this one. He said he wasn't sure that Wayne's did the best job, that there was still some roots in there and things. So when we went out, we're called, we finished the job. And then we're told them to probably have Wayne's come back and make sure it was all the way clear where they had started the job. So similar situation, no record of any issue before this one.
And does it say where this was? So it sounds like maybe they did half and we did half. Is that kind of how this one is?
So what happened was they had called Wayne's came out, for my understanding, and then they still had an issue. So that time they did call us. So when we
Okay.
went out there, we were like, oh, Wayne's didn't complete the job. So while we were seeing it, we were getting the stuff out and cameraing. And then our technician who was out there suggested that they call Wayne's back because they didn't complete the job.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I read that in the notes there. That was kind of
Yeah.
disheartening to read when a company doesn't do the job you paid them for.
You
Yeah.
paid for $1,072 or
Yeah.
Uh,
Wow.
yeah, and then I did make a note here on the bill here. I see this video inspection. I've seen that on a couple of them. When they offer that too, like, do they actually give the video that they could show somebody?
yes, they give you a thumb drive. And so we did look at the thumb drive. It didn't show any breaks in the pipe. People always worry when roots go into the pipe, but that's very common because tree roots go into anywhere. And it's not uncommon to have tree roots. A lot of people use not a Ridex, but it's like Rootex it's called, and you put it in and it will help you clear the roots out, but it doesn't always compromise the pipe. Sometimes you can just clean them out, the pipe's still fine. It's all good.
Right. Yeah, and that's the other thing too, is kind of identifying where the issue was exactly with this pipe.
Yeah. Right. And so that I didn't see that on here either. I don't think that was identified here.
I
'Cause,
believe
you
the
know-
homeowner thought it was in the street, but there's notes on here from Steve. He wrote back and said that it was a homeowner issue.
Okay. Okay.
And they suggested that Wayne's Drain return and complete the job.
Yeah.
They thought our technician thought they had only removed about 50% of the roots.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
And roots is one of those hard things, like from a town tree, is it from their tree? You can't really tell whose root it is.
Yeah. Yeah, you can go deep on this. I mean, so
Yeah.
I will say this scenario to me is pretty clear. I don't see any abatement here at all. Like, I think this one's pretty clear. I don't think I mean, and I would almost propose that I propose we don't do any abatement on this. We went out, the job wasn't done. I think Wayne's Drain needs to come back and finish the job that they were paid to do. I mean, that's how I read it.
Yeah, and yeah, it's sad to read that companies aren't doing the job that they were paid for too. That I'd be pretty upset if I was the homeowner, and I can understand why.
Yeah.
But this one seems a little more clean cut of where it was. Seems like it was a
I agree.
homeowner or inside the home or on the homeowner's property. So I'll make a motion to deny this abatement at 44th Street,
Yep, I second it.
seconded by Shane. All in favor? Aye.
Aye, yeah.
Carries 2-0.
All right, so we want to go back to the previous.
Sure, sure.
That's 41 Karen.
Okay, yeah. 41 Karen. Yeah. Yeah, this one has me torn still. Now that we reviewed the other one, I feel
Uh, yeah, I mean, so I'll just throw it out there. Like, I'm wondering if we just maybe do $100, something for, I don't know. But again, I don't want to create there is no precedent set here, though. I will say that, right?
right.
And according to John's drain, they're saying that the issue is 60 feet or better out. I can't confirm that, because we go in when someone has a backup, they're just trying to get it cleared, so.
Cleared.
But it does say that on the John's drain bill.
That the clog was 60 feet from the house?
Yes.
Oh. Well, I guess, there's more here, like how far back is the house, right?
And some of it, it does get pushed, when you're
Right.
clearing the drain, it does get pushed towards the main, because the
Yeah.
suction of the main also pulls it. So when you start that
Oh.
motion, they're saying it was clear to 60 feet,
Whew. Yeah,
And
Chris, I look to you. This is new to me. This is a tough one.
And interesting enough, I've had it at my home, my residence, and I had them come out and they cleared, and then I had to have them come back 2 weeks later, and then it was all clear type of thing. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's uncommon that the first attempt doesn't always
Oh, okay.
rectify the situation.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, this is I feel that some type of I mean, I think I'm in agreement with you, Shane, with the $100 reimbursement or credit, however you want to
Yeah.
describe that. As it's a tough situation. It's
Right.
one of those ones that
And
again,
you feel bad all around.
yeah, I don't
Right.
want to see someone pay more than they're supposed to, obviously.
Yes.
But
Correct.
that's what we have town resources for too, so you can reach out to them for stuff just like this. And
Mhm.
they do, and we do respond well as a town.
Yes,
More than we've seen in surrounding ones. We do respond very well here at the DPW. I will say that. So
I agree. Concur. Yeah.
yeah, I can't give, I don't see a full like reimbursement for this bill being necessary or appropriate here.
No. And I agree. I agree with that as well.
But I do feel that it could have been this could have been in the town's court here with the pipe possibly. So I think that it would be fair enough to give a $100 reimbursement for this bill.
Yeah. I would agree, and I will second that if that's what you're proposing.
Yeah, I would like to make that motion.
And I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 2-0. Okay. And again, I know I keep saying it, but the more we communicate these types of situations, I think it's only gonna help us and help the homeowners as well.
I agree.
No one likes getting these types of bills or sewage backups. It's a nightmare.
yeah.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's us. Okay, next new business.
Yes, so if the chair would allow me, could I talk about the warrant articles that are going before the town meeting
Sure.
this spring?
Sure, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So the first one is eminent domain. It's for $1. It's one that's always on the docket every year. It's for if we need to get into someone's front lawn because a pipe runs through it or the back. That would be, and it's pretty routine. I think it's been on there the last 20 meetings. The second one is refuse, recycling, and yard waste. That article is going in for 2,456,958. So that includes contractual increases that we'll have in 24. This is actually the last year of our disposal contract. So it'll be up in 2025. So that goes to Covanta. Our curbside pickup, that contract for both recycling and trash will be up in June of 27. And I think the times of, I think we're in for some changes. So we just heard in industry-wide that most of the very few people who are interested in municipal curbside pickup are offering only if it's automated. So they'll, like currently now we have shakers on the back. That's what Republic had offered, JRM had offered us, and Republic is still doing. But the next contract, our rep has already told us they'll only be interested in automated, which in Wakefield, we're halfway there. So we already have the trash barrels ready to go. Our next would be that we're actually looking into the cost of recycle barrels, how we'd get them out there. And our goal would be to get them out there before the new contract so people could start getting used to them and we could get all the bugs out prior to a new contract, because I'm not sure who will get the contract come 27.
Gotcha. Yeah, Chris, you're on mute.
Thank you. When you said automation, is that, none of the helpers or the laborers putting the trash
Correct,
barrels
yeah.
in, strictly an arm coming out and dumping it?
Yes, one man on the truck. And he just goes to you. People in Wakefield already know how to do that, which is awesome because we had it before. And then when
Right.
Russell left, we changed back. So we are in fairly good shape on the trash end. People know where to put the barrel, it'll be
Right.
automatically put in the truck and then put down. There are
Was-
other things to work out though, like bulk items. Like, you put a chair out, he's got to get out of the truck, and now he's by himself trying to get it into the truck. So some of that we would work out with the new contract. But I do think we're getting a jump start to this, and it sounds like, 2027, it'll be here before we know it,
Sure,
It's-
right?
Yeah,
That's
it's
for sure.
crazy. And then just that expense also covers the pit, open the days it's open. It's the yard weight, the curbside leaf pickup that we do 3 times a year. None of that changed. Hazardous waste day. We in fact started selling pit passes today, so the schedule started going out. So
Great.
Great.
the next one is water. Oh, unless anyone had a question more on.
Nope.
Not here.
The next one is water main borrowing. We plan to hope to borrow $5 million. And that would be for water mains. So that stretch on Salem to Lowell would get done. That's in dire need. I think last year we had 2 or 3 water main breaks in that area. So that's critical. It would be Aborn Ave from Maine to Vernon. Emerson Street from Prospect to Gould. So, and then there are, there'll be more. I think there are 4 additionals that are going out to bid to see what prices we can get and how we can fit the work in.
And these would be completed by,
So, they're not being completed yet because we don't have the money yet. So once that gets
Gotcha, okay.
approved, then we'll get going.
I mean, so I guess just a tentative timeline, assuming everything gets approved and it goes as planned, when would we look at having so where I'm going with this is I'm thinking Salem Street is going to be freshly paved, right? We're not going to get this done before it gets paved, right?
This is Main Street, Salem to Lowell.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
Yeah,
I
it's
see
that
it
section
now.
up, way up the end. It's there. That piece there. I think we had three water main breaks there in the fall.
Gotcha, okay, all right. I didn't want to like do a fresh paved road and then rip it up.
So that's always our goal, is to get everything under the ground done first. That's
Right.
actually pulls us up sometimes. We can feel people's frustration, but like we
Yeah.
have to wait for the gas company and electric
Yeah.
to do their work, and then, but that's
Right.
all, that's what takes so long on these. We
Right.
coordinate all the pieces and then we pave, because
Right.
yes, we don't want anyone touching the new pavement.
Right, right, right.
And-
Yeah, and not that we really can delay too much longer either. I know there's that too, but I know.
And
Okay.
and to just for clarification too, the streets that you listed, are those, did we come up with those by the condition of their water mains that we know of? And you kind of put
Absolutely.
it over kind of how we did the streets?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and then it fits in with some of the work we're already doing. You know what I mean? If we already have a street and we're planning to do it because of other issues, it's a great time to do it.
Smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to what we just said, no need to be tearing up roads if we don't
Yeah.
need to. It's
Right.
bad enough.
And then the last thing on the article is, the fourth one is the fueling island. So we have the fueling island down at North Ave. Those tanks are above ground, but the pipes run under the ground to the tanks. So it's the end of their life. I want to say they're 20 years old. So one of the issues we have though is that we would like to get a system that's all above ground. It's like plug and play. The tank has a leak, you unplug it, you plug a new one in, and you go forward. One of the issues we have at North Ave is that there's some things under the ground that aren't great. So instead of disrupting that, we would leave it alone and move the fueling to the pit. And one is, we think that's better because it gets it away from the middle school. Traffic, people, whatever, in the morning, people are trying to get in. It would be through the pit. So they would fill up there. There'd be a camera on it. You have to have a fob to do it, and everyone has a special code. So it's like double security. And we use
Security.
that now. Yeah. So we'd be interested in finding the design of that. It's 150,000. And then we'd know if we could do it, how we would do it, and what would happen.
Okay.
So if you agree, we'd like a vote to recommend to the town council.
Sure.
I'm in agreement with it. Sounds fine.
Yeah, I think it's something to certainly investigate. I'll make a motion to should we say post these, or I should say recommend these town
To
meeting
move
article
forward. Yes,
to move
please.
forward.
Yep.
Um,
And then I second that.
Seconded by Shane, all in favor?
I,
Motion carries 2-0. Anything else with new
Nope,
business?
that's all we had.
Okay. What are we looking like for next meeting?
So can I
sure-
get back, to you on that? Because I'd like to
Yeah.
talk to Matt and catch up with Elena, because she's having some personal issues. And then we'll set a date if that's okay.
That's
Sure.
fine. That's fine.
works for me.
Anything else at all? Any
No,
topics?
productive night. I think we got a lot done tonight.
Thank you very much for approving the notes before we're.
Yeah, that was my bad. Those should have been approved a while ago. I forgot about them. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Bronwyn has a question, it looks like. Yeah.
One second. Let me just. She's more than welcome to.
I think
You
you're
all set?
unmuted. Yeah.
No,
You-
no, I was just being quiet. I was waiting for him. Thank you. No, I just wanted to ask if there was anything decided on the second meter discussion.
Oh,
No, I think you just missed that. We just were given a draft. We're in the draft stage of that
Right, right.
to review. so no decisions have been made. We still got, there's still some
A
folds
lot
to
of
go
work to
through.
do.
A lot of work to do.
Okay, and is that draft available for people to see?
We had it up earlier on the screen.
Yeah, we shared it earlier.
I did,
And this-
I did see that, but I just wasn't sure if any more discussion was on that. And how was that draft generated?
So we generated it last spring. We started generating it last spring and have continued to refine it. There's still more work to be done. And as you may note as well, this session has been recorded and this will be posted. So you can,
Right.
yeah, you can go back and you'll see what we discussed then as well.
Okay. Yeah, I must have been distracted because I did miss that, but thank you. I
No,
appreciate
no
that.
worries.
Any I guesses as to when this may be? Because this is a big interest to a lot of people in town.
I'm sure. Yeah, it happened for a while, it seems.
Yes.
So I feel like this is just step one of the process. So one would be to get this draft approved and finalized by the advisory board, and then it would have to go to town council.
Okay. All right.
I'd
Now,
like
do
to
they have a,
confirm those.
I'm sorry, who has the final say? Do you guys have the final say whether, no?
No.
No, we'll give our recommendation, but we do not have the final say.
Okay, who does have the final say on that, please?
Town council would vote on it.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right, that's great. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the help.
Oh,
You're
no
welcome.
worries. No, thank you for joining.
And thank you for being interested. We don't get many visitors all the time, so it's nice when we see some new faces.
Well, there are a lot of questions out there, but I attend an awful lot of meetings, and 5 o'clock sometimes is a little bit too early in my schedule to hit a meeting. So I was happy to be able to do it today. Thanks again.
You're
No,
very
thank-
welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing else, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn this meeting at 6:01 p.m.
I will second that as well.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 2-0. And I'll wait till you reach out to us and we can kind of hook up with some dates.
Yeah, excellent. And now that'd be great. Thanks so much for getting all that done tonight.
Yep. Thank you.
No
Thank you,
worries.
everyone.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
Have a good
Too.
night. Thanks again.